Critical Role announces the return of the Mighty Nein in a new Exandria series. Find out how you can date Matt Mercer and get your first look at the finest Lego set in all the Shire.
I'm going on an adventure!
Welcome to Fantasy News Friday, where we break down all the week's biggest fantasy and TTRPG news. Before we talk big Critical Role returns and some major Kickstarter news, why not take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help us keep these videos coming? And then, let's dive into the news.
Holy there's a lot of news.
Critical Role has announced their next series, which included the return of some Mighty Nein members, and it sees Sam Riegel step into the DM's chair for the first time in a long while. But it also means that Campaign 4 may be even further away than we expected. Wildemount Wildlings will be a 3-part mini-campaign set in a summer camp for young adventurers in Exandria, and will feature Bo and Yasha as camp counselors looking to help these aspiring adventurers as a mystery unfolds and counselors go missing. So not only will Marisha Ray and Ashley Johnson be joining the table as their iconic Mighty Nein power couple, it also features Brennan Mulligan returning as an actual player character for the first time ever outside of a one-shot, as well as a cast that includes Sam Riegel's sister Eden and the English voice of Jin Woo from Solo Leveling, Alex Lee. The 3-episode campaign will start next Thursday, and while it's awesome that we will get to see some of our favorite Mighty Nein characters in action again, it does also mean we will probably not be seeing Campaign 4 for quite some time, as Wildemount Wildlings will bridge the gap between Critical Role's first live show at C2E2 Chicago on April 12th, and their Australian live show starting in mid-June. With no start date announced for Campaign 4 yet, it's hard to imagine they will get it kicked off before the Australian live shows at this rate, with Wildemount Wildlings carrying the cast into the start of May, so we may be looking at a July or later release for the beginning of Campaign 4, with probably one more mini-campaign in between, as we know that it takes Critical Role a few weeks to prep for live shows, and with so much of the cast and the crew heading to Australia for these next shows after C2E2, it seems unlikely they will have the time to get Campaign 4 off the ground before they leave. Still, at least we get to see Sam Riegel back in the DM's chair for a new series, as he tries to deal with the chaos of Bo and Yasha and wrangling Brennan Mulligan as a player character in the meantime.
2025 is going to be the biggest critical year yet.
In other Critical Role news, Robbie Daymond has just brought fans a way to date Matt Mercer in his new video game. Robbie, who is the co-founder of Sassy Chap Games, has added Matt Mercer to his growing cast in the upcoming date sim, Date Everything, as Chance, the D20-based romantic interest. Matt's character is a, quote, sweet, nerdy little guy, according to Robbie, who is just looking for a partner he can DM for, and who hopes you let him roll for romance. And Matt Mercer is not the only Critical Role cast member to join Date Everything, as Laura Bailey also appears in the game as her character Harper. So if you are looking to play a dating sim co-created by Dorian Storm himself, where you can date Matt Mercer, Laura Bailey, or several other Critical Role alumni, make sure you check out Date Everything when it launches on June 25th.
If you are up for a real adventure, I have just the thing for you.
The Runelords appear to be returning for Pathfinder 2e Remaster. Paizo released an image featuring artwork of their iconic Runelord villains on their Twitter account. The Runelords, of course, being the main baddies from one of their most beloved adventure series of all time, The Rise of the Runelords, and states that they will once again be returning to Pathfinder in the very near future. While more details will be released in a live stream on Paizo's Twitch account later today, we have to assume that we are either getting a fully redone Rise of the Runelords adventure module for the new Pathfinder 2e Remaster system, or maybe even a brand new adventure featuring the incredibly popular villains set sometime after their defeat in the original adventure. The Runelords, who were 7 incredibly powerful magic users each tied to one of the different cardinal sins like greed or wrath, have actually shown back up in recent days in Golarion, the main Pathfinder setting, with one of them actually ruling over the newly founded country of Thassalon in what appears to be a fairly benevolent manner. So we can't wait to see how a new adventure, or the remastering of the existing Rise of the Runelords trilogy, could change all that when Paizo reveals their plans for the Runelords in their stream later today.
The defeat of a single Runelord
was just the start.
In some crowdfunding TTRPG news, after months of no $1 million plus projects on Kickstarter, a second project has risen up to join Shadowdark The Western Reaches in smashing past that $1 million mark, as the new alien role-playing game Evolved Edition Kickstarter has raised over $1.5 million with about 3 weeks left to go on Kickstarter. And with Shadowdark sitting at just under $1.8 million pledged with 12 days left, the new edition of the Alien RPG from Free League Publishing could wind up being the biggest TTRPG Kickstarter of the year by the time it finishes in mid-April. And not only does this Kickstarter offer a new version of the core rulebook and a new starter set for players to learn the game, it also includes a new way to play the game with their Rapture protocol, which includes high-quality miniatures for the first time to use and add some serious immersion to your Alien RPG campaign. The Alien RPG system uses Free League Publishing's Year Zero engine, which is all about building up pools of D6s to roll for various checks and combats. So adding in miniatures and a new, more tactical version of the game for more hardcore combat fans is a very welcome addition. And it adds that tiny bit of crunch that some fans might have felt was otherwise lacking. And as an added bonus, the new Evolved Edition also adds rules, weapons, and ships from the recent Alien Romulus movies to the game. So if you are a sci-fi or horror-based RPG fan, make sure you check out the Kickstarter as it starts creeping ever closer to being 2025's first $2 million plus TTRPG. And it's just another reminder that nearly 4 months into the year, we still haven't seen the D&D based TTRPG crack the $1 million mark on Kickstarter this year.
Good luck with all that.
And finally, if you are looking for the finest LEGO set in all the Shire, LEGO and Samwise Gamgee himself, Sean Astin, have some great news for you. Not only is a new LEGO Lord of the Rings Shire set on the way, LEGO has made an official mini-movie to celebrate it, with Sean Astin himself narrating this retelling of the events of the Fellowship of the Ring, all set in the amazing world of LEGO. The mini-movie itself is about 1 minute of pure nostalgia and delight, and everyone should take a brief chunk out of their day to just watch it all recreated in LEGO form with amazing care and detail. And it does a fantastic job of showing off some of the great minis and amazing set pieces from the upcoming LEGO Shire set as well. So if you're looking for some truly cozy vibes as Samwise Gamgee walks you through the events of the Lord of the Rings, and maybe looking for that next great LEGO set to assemble, check out the LEGO Lord of the Rings official mini-movie today.
Stories that took you further than you'd ever been before.
And that's all the stories we have time for this week. Let us know what your favorite one was down in the comment section, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.